since I'm still on this computer, the computer that has the video thing that works, I thought I would just say that I found the Angels of the Galactic Federation. I'm pretty sure they are. I have no idea how many songs that they have. I've only seen two so far. I kind of looked on their page and I didn't really see any others. And when I'm going down, I found one that's called Secrets, but it's not actually a song. But yeah, there's actually quite a few more. Be Alright, and there's a couple more that I might need to go through. But yes, I think that is actually that is definitely the solution. I was kind of thinking in the last video that I made, that I put on unsubscribed, because I'm aware that I don't know who's watching my videos, and I think the wrong people might be watching. So I'm kind of there's some videos that need to be kind of unlisted, I guess. But yes, I was talking about how there's a war that's coming, I believe. And I think I've never really looked at Islam that much, because I see them as just being completely inverted. You know, if you start talking about Jesus, I think there's going to be a lot of Muslims that are just shut off and not interested. They don't care. They don't believe in Jesus. They don't give a shit. But yeah, if you create a new religion that, okay, might include, you know, in Christian countries or Christian areas, it might include Jesus, and you might say how, yeah, Jesus was just kind of like prophesying something and giving advice, and you know, he was a prophet, and perhaps even the Son of God. I don't know if you even want to talk about that. I guess if you keep it very, very broad, then it allows different sort of varieties of this new religion. But I think that the way to solve the problem, you know, I'm hoping that there is some sort of Islamic reduction going on, or just, you know, lots, because I don't want the houses and just things to start falling apart, and for churches to be burnt. You know, that I've heard a lot of people that are burning churches, and you know, these buildings, even though they worship a false god, you know, that they look nice, especially if they've got old stained glass, and you know, some areas that are really nice, and the idea that they're just being destroyed, you know, I don't like this. I hate the idea of nice things looking bad. And you know, when you see like all these riots that are going on in places like Italy and stuff, you know, how much money is it going to cost to fix all these things? You know, police cars are expensive. You can't just smash them up and then just fix it and think everything's fine, because you're spending money on fixing cars, you're going to find that you don't have money for other things, and you know, it's destroying. Europe is being destroyed, and I don't know how quickly it's being destroyed, and you know, it's expensive to destroy it, but it's easy to kill someone. And if killing someone is going to save hundreds of thousands of pounds of damage that they might go on to cause, because they think burning a £1 million church is a good idea because they don't believe in that god or whatever, you know, I don't know, but I'm hoping that the damage that they're causing is not as bad as what it is. You know, I don't know. But I know that there needs to be some sort of new religion that hooks both Christians and Muslims together. You know, I've always separated them, and I do not see them as being the same thing. But this isn't about giving people the truth. This is about creating a religion that both can accept, and then you kind of encourage both to leave. And therefore, you know, I've not really looked at Islam until a couple of months ago. So I've done lots more research into it, and I know it's a very sick religion. And I know that, you know, I know that people reject Jesus as being Christ. I mean, reject Muhammad as being a Messiah because of the horrible beliefs about him. You know, a lot of people don't want to believe that Jesus they would reject Jesus if they knew that Jesus had killed lots of people. So, you know, there's a lot of people that have higher standards when it comes to which prophet they choose. They don't want to choose a Christ figure that's bad, or a bad person. But then again, if I'm not saying that I'm Christ, or if I am saying that I'm Christ, I don't even know if I should even say that. Like, I want to say it, but maybe I shouldn't at first. Maybe at first you should just say that I'm some Eve returned, and I can, I don't know what I should even say. I don't know, but I know that Islam is a big problem, and I want to entice them and Christians and anyone, whatever yin and yang that Chinese people believe. I don't know, but there needs to be a religion that does put me at the focus. But also, because I think China believe that there was like a first woman or something? I don't know. I haven't done any research into it. Does it matter? I mean, China has a very good control over its people because of communism. I'm not a fan of communism because communism kind of just puts all people in the same boat, and that's not how it is. So I don't support communism, but at the same time I do like how there are people at the top and they have a lot of power, and I think that is how God can control people, control societies, by making sure that only the certain people are in power. But the problem is, if the goal is to reduce the population massively, then the people at the top are going to be kind of corrupt people, because that's kind of like the goal. The goal is to reduce the population. So and nice people aren't going to do that for me. So nice people are not helping me, because that if reducing the population is your goal, then how can you have nice people as being the people you favor, when nice people won't be the types of people that would want to do things like that? So you know, you've got the kind of the problem. You want to favor people that can hear you, people that can do what you ask them to do. But if what you're asking them to do is reduce the world's population, then suddenly you don't have the option of choosing the nicest souls to be in power. You have to choose the souls that are going to help you do what you need to do to save the planet from this destruction that's being caused by all religions. It's not just Islam. Islam is a big bulk of the people, because of the sick things that Muhammad supposedly did, and all the stories alleged about him. You know, if you are choosing to follow him, why are you choosing to follow him? You know, are you just not paying attention to what's being said? But yes, there needs to be some sort of one world religion, and it can't be the truth, because they won't want to believe that I'm God, and they won't even want to believe that I'm going to come back as Lily in the future. I think even telling them that might be not what I should do. I don't know. But I feel like this IVE that I found it because I spelt two of the words incredibly wrong. I don't know why I spelt them so bad. I don't usually spell music with an L in it. I have no idea why. Sometimes when I read, I feel like I go blind, and I guess that's what happened. But yeah, it's obviously just picked up on the two words that were spelt correctly, which is IVE and video, not I've returned. It was I was returned music video. I was going to see if there was like some sort of Angel of Eve returned or something like that. I might have already had an angel similar to that, but I don't know. I felt inspired to write that. And it's only obviously picked up on two words, because only two words are spelled correctly, IVE and video. And then it's found this sort of band called IVE, and I have no idea how many songs they've got, but it definitely did remind me of there's this blonde woman who's pretending to contact the Galactic Federation. Who's been contacting her? Who's been talking to her? I don't know. But I feel like the best way to manipulate people is to find people who genuinely believe something, and then you just kind of like do things that encourage or inspire their imagination, so that they think whatever they believe is the truth. You know, if you're trying to get refugees to come to these hotels so you can whatever. You know, you need to get people in there that genuinely think that that the government is trying to help people and just do what's best for them, when really that's not the case. But if the people who are running it or organising it seem to genuinely believe what they are saying, then they'll be able to do things in secret. I'm aware of that, and because of that, when it comes to the singers, you know, I don't know which singers know about me, or if they know about me, or who does. But I think this IVE band has been chosen to be to represent the Galactic Federation. So this is basically a group that does not exist, but it's supposed to be a group of people that live in a different world, that are giving technology and advanced knowledge to Earth in hopes of getting them to set up lots of certain things throughout history. Maybe they were here before, maybe they're the ones that birthed Eve, maybe they made me thousands of years ago or something. You know, you have to kind of make out that these people are above me, and you could start saying that maybe I was created as kind of like the seed of this planet. So I could say that I've done 70 of these timelines before, so I'm a god, but I'm a very experienced god. But if you want to play me down, you would say that no, that's not the truth. The truth is that I was actually born here a very long time ago, and these people were waiting for the Matrix to basically rebirth me, so that a second birth can happen. So Eve made the first birth that formed Homo sapiens out of Neanderthals. So you can say that that's all true, and you can say that that lines with me. So humans, you could say that the Galactic Federation have given them information that the human DNA was formed from Neanderthals, yes, and the evolution of monkeys, but there was one soul that was specifically chosen, and this person was basically like the daughter of God, and this person had some sort of birth, and her child was a lot different. Her child was a Homo sapien, whereas she herself and the family that she came from were all Neanderthals, but there was something different about her blood, and she passed it on to her kids, onto her kid, and then her son. You can make the son seem more important than me if you really wanted to, which is Martin Dodd. If you want to like make him, I don't even know if he knows. I have no clue what he knows. I do not want to meet him. I do not want to have anything to do with him. He's done nothing but ignore me for the whole of this time. And you know, if you want to start saying that this, I don't even know if you want to include him, to be honest. You could say that my identity has been hidden, but so is his. But yes, that is Adam. But Adam and Eve have been reincarnated, but technically this wasn't partners or lovers. This was a mum and her children, and her child. She had one child, and you could say that the son had hundreds of or 120 kids. A lot of them were the singers. A lot of these singers also had kids too, hence why there are, you know, a lot of them, and hence a lot of these ones have been reincarnated as singers and have been helped. You know, you could go along that lines, or maybe you could say that some of these singers were actually from the Galactic Federation. I don't really know. You could say quite a lot of things. You could be quite open when it comes to beliefs and stuff, but I think the main thing is that the Galactic Federation were waiting for the rebirth of this person, and only when the rebirth of this person happened, that would be basically when God is saying that now is time, now is the end of the age, and this is the sort of the gate opening. The gate can be opened because this person has returned. You can make out that the Galactic Federation maybe have been watching over Earth and have been here for a very long time, but they've just been waiting in secret, waiting for this woman to rise, and this woman is going to go through some sort of spiritual birth that's going to basically help evolve people or change people, or just open up a gate. I don't know, maybe you even play me down and just say it's literally just about opening up a gate and getting the nexus to work, but the only way you can get it to work is by finding this woman, because this woman is kind of like the change. This was how humans changed, and likewise you need to wait for this person to come back for the change of worlds to happen. You know, you want to leave Earth and to go somewhere much better. You need to wait for this woman, and then you could say that you found me, and you have to do A, B, and C. Go to some sort of special hospital where you have a whole line of doctors who might be aware that this is all fake, or maybe they're not. Maybe you're going to convince them that this actually is real. You know, if the doctors themselves believe that they're actually helping their patients, then it would be very convincing. You know, I don't know how extreme this needs to be. Have you got a bunch of doctors and told them that there's the Galactic Federation are contacting them, and that they've got this technology to open up a portal that can get souls into another world through a sort of nexus, and we're going to teach you how to do this. You know, I know that there are a lot of doctors who are dumb when it comes to God and truth and stuff like this. There's loads of doctors who are very, very smart when it comes to like being able to heal people. My granny is incredibly strong Christian, been that all her life, but she was a GP. You know, there are plenty of people who have very strong delusional beliefs about how God is helping them in their everyday life, and yet some of these people actually are doctors and have been trained in medical areas. So if you train up a bunch of doctors and get them to believe that the Galactic Federation is real and that they've been giving you contact, these aliens from a different world have been giving you technology on how to take people's souls into heaven, but you need to wait for this woman to be revealed for a specific time. I don't know what you're going to say. Are the doctors going to realise that it's all fake, or are they not? I don't know, but that can happen, and yeah. So I think I don't know, but I think that's what's going to happen. And I've just found this IVE band. I'm going to name them Angel of the Galactic Federation, with a second name being Angel of my next self. I think I've already got an angel. I have already got an Angel of Lily, but technically, Angel of my next self and Angel of Lily might be the same thing, might be different. I don't know. I think really they're more about deception. This group is more about deception, and that's, you know, I'm just giving them a second name because there is truth. You know, she wants it all. That's one of their songs. They want it all. Lily wants it all. My next self wants it all because she wants to come back to a world that's actually nice, a world where you can go anywhere and not have to feel like you're going to be murdered if you go to certain areas of the world. And she doesn't want all the problems that exist here. And yes. And I like how pretty they look these songs. They look very pretty, and I like their clothing style, and